I have a privilege to introduce the chief guest of the day, Mr. Shailen Vibhota. He is the Chief Operating Officer of Sunborn Energy Technologies. Mr. Shailen has 18 years of experience in business structuring, project finance, fundraising, project development. He has 12 years of high-level renewable energy and project finance expertise. Before joining this company, he was working as a director and head Indian subcontinent of Renewable Energy Corporation since May 2012. He was responsible for REC operations in Indian subcontinent, a member of board and has P&L responsibility of Indian subcontinent from 2000 students.
Good morning, everybody. Members from the dais, Mr. Raina, Mr. Chadha, Mr. Rakesh, Anusha. Thanks for the nice introduction. And frankly speaking, this is my second visit to the same campus, to the same dais. I think I was here a couple of years back. The basic reason is two. One is, of course, the persuasiveness of Durga. I do not see her here, but she has been pursuing it for long. And second is, of course, while in this era of Google Babas and YouTube Chachas and all that stuff, we really don't need us to speak anything about financial markets because you get such a lot of information from outside. But what it helps us in profession is to talk to you guys and rather learn from you how do you see this entire situation from your side. Because while you consider yourself freshers, we consider you as latest and your ideas are important to us because we, working in the particular sector, we carry the baggage of our experience and interpret things in a particular way which might not be in tandem with what's happening in the market. So it helps us, and that's the reason that somebody like me travels 30-35 kilometers early in the morning on a Saturday, on a weekend, to attend such a session. So it's a selfish interest. No need to feel gratitude about it from your side. So that's my part of it. So my view is that once we maybe go into the session, it's better to learn from you guys how we see the market and how we interpret it. About myself, already you have heard the introduction. I've been into this. I've got 18 years experience and mostly in renewable energy. I've worked in various renewable energy technologies like wind, solar, biomass, and currently working with this company called Sunborn Energy, which is a solar power developer. And in fact, we were the first ones to get into India in terms of developing solar power, solar thermal as well as photovoltaic. I would say we haven't grown the way we would have liked to, but we have done reasonably well in India. With good projects operating in different states. And you might be hearing from newspapers and other stuff that solar is, there's a lot of focus on solar and renewable energy technologies recently, post Paris Convention. So I think going forward next 5 to 7 years, it's going to be very crucial, not for energy, solar energy per se, but the way the world operates in terms of its energy requirement. So with that, I think the topic of today is, of course, extremely important. And one thing we must identify is that volatility is something which is inherently associated with financial markets. The risk-return perspective comes in. Because if there is no volatility, there is no return actually. So in today's context, it is being spoken about because we are getting impacted in the last 10 years. That you always take once you either work on a financial plan or a business plan or a general direction to the economy. And some of the assumptions have completely changed in the last 10-15 years. For example, when we were in college like you, whenever there used to be a seminar, most of the guys would speak saying that next 20-30 years, we are going to exhaust oil. Okay, everybody used to say that. 1991 when this Iraq, Kuwait invasion happened, everybody said that in the next 30 years we're not going to find any coal, any gas, anything. But today we have reached a situation where there is surplus oil in the market and the oil price is at all-time low. So this assumption that oil is not going to be there has been completely proven incorrect. And this is not a concept which has been, just developed like this because a lot of economists, a lot of scientists, a lot of people with grey hair contributed to that assumption. But that assumption has changed. Just 10 years back, we were talking about a situation geopolitically wherein almost two countries were at war in terms of look at Iran and US relations. But now nobody imagined that Iran will be allowed to develop their nuclear weapons and be a nuclear country and contribute to the global oil demand as well. The same has been the case with, recent invasion of USSR, Cuba and US relationship, and there is a growing, if you look at smaller issues like one dramatic thing that has happened in 2012 was the tsunami in Japan, where the Fukushima reactors got damaged. Now, nobody had ever imagined, nobody had put the assumption that the Japanese technology will get damaged by a natural act of natural calamity. Because this is so sophisticated, the technology is so sophisticated that it's going to work at any time. So these are the change in assumptions which leads to uncertainty, which leads to a bit of nervousness into the investors as well as asset aggregators, consumers, and this leads to volatility. So, as a country in India, I think rather take it as a part of your business cycle and live it along. In this process, because of this turmoil in the marketplace, you will see new business models, you will see new business practices, you will see new technologies coming in, and new set of professionals and thinkings coming in. The basic reason for the huge number of successful Indian startups in the last 10-12 years, if you look at all these success stories like Indian success stories like your Snapdeal, Zomato, those were available, those came up because of the volatility. So it provides young professionals like you to an opportunity to come out with new products, new technologies, and new thinking. And I think the traditional methods of doing business are going to change because of this turmoil in the marketplace. As a country, I think we have reached a stage, we are one of the few countries in the world which has got a stable democracy with so large population. So we have a political premium as well, globally, when we compare countries to each other. We have successful elections where 90-80% people participate and elect governments, and without actually resorting to guns and swords. That's a great remarkable thing about India. So we have a new government in place. I will not call it a new, but relatively new for the thing. But I think right now the time is 2016-17 is going to be crucial for India in terms of execution. And I think the most important focus right now is to just execute those plan of action. Politics will be at its play. It's not India. You go to any country in the world, there is a set of political parties who will be dealing with each other. The same kind of debates, it's not, what we see on television every second day, two people shouting at each other, it's not new to India. It has happened all over the world, it happens everywhere in the world. So the question is how much. These things perhaps would reduce the volatility, but please take it from me that volatility is going to be in the market, that is the inherent part of the market and the financial systems, and that is where the money has to be made. Let's use it as an opportunity to build up new businesses, build up new ideas, build up new careers, and make way, enjoy life. Thank you very much.